Today, on July 28, 2025, we stand at a remarkable crossroads where science fiction is rapidly becoming scientific fact. A company named Neuralink, founded by the visionary entrepreneur Elon Musk back in 2016, is spearheading a revolution that promises to redefine the very essence of human capability. Its mission is profoundly ambitious: to create a seamless bridge between the human brain and computers. This isn't merely about technological novelty. It's about restoring hope and autonomy to individuals who have lost the ability to interact with the world due to paralysis or other severe neurological conditions. The core idea is to give people back the power to control their environment, communicate their thoughts, and reclaim their independence through a direct neural interface. The long-term vision extends far beyond medical restoration, venturing into territory that challenges our current understanding of intelligence itself. Neuralink imagines a future where humanity can achieve a form of symbiosis with artificial intelligence, enhancing our cognitive abilities to keep pace with an increasingly complex world. This concept, often referred to as achieving superhuman intelligence, sparks both immense excitement and profound ethical debates. However, for now, the company's primary focus remains firmly grounded in a noble and urgent cause, helping those with the greatest need. The journey is about empowering people one mind at a time to overcome physical limitations that were once considered insurmountable barriers. This quest began with a simple yet powerful question. What if we could translate the brain's electrical signals directly into digital commands? For millions living with conditions like quadriplegia, ALS, or the after effects of a stroke, the mind often remains a vibrant and active world, trapped within a body that can no longer respond. Neuralink's technology seeks to unlock that world, providing a conduit for intentions and thoughts to manifest in the digital realm. The company has assembled a team of brilliant neuroscientists, engineers, and surgeons, all dedicated to turning this audacious goal into a tangible reality, pushing the boundaries of what medicine and technology can achieve together. As we explore the incredible progress made, we see more than just a technological marvel. We witness a fundamental shift in how we approach human health and potential. The development of the brain-computer interface, or BCI, represents one of the most significant medical advancements of our time. It holds the promise of not just treating symptoms, but of creating entirely new pathways for function and expression. Neuralink's journey is a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless pursuit of solutions that can profoundly improve lives, offering a beacon of hope for a future where the limitations of biology can be overcome through the power of innovation. At the heart of Neuralink's revolutionary endeavor is a small but incredibly powerful device known as the N1 implant, which the company has aptly named telepathy. In simple terms, this device is designed to listen to the conversation happening inside your brain. Imagine your brain as a bustling command center, where billions of neurons fire electrical signals to control everything you do, from wiggling a finger to forming a thought. The N1 implant is engineered to eavesdrop on a very specific part of this conversation: the signals related to movement intention, which originate in an area of the brain called the motor cortex. It's a sophisticated listening post for the mind. The device itself is about the size of a coin and is designed to be cosmetically invisible once implanted. Protruding from this small disc are 64 ultra-fine, flexible threads, each one significantly thinner than a single strand of human hair. These threads are embedded with a total of 1,024 electrodes, which are the tiny sensors that do the actual listening. When surgically placed into the brain, these threads are positioned with microscopic precision near specific neurons. When you think about moving your hand to control a mouse, for instance, a unique pattern of neurons fires. The N1's electrodes detect these electrical signals, capturing your intention before it ever reaches a muscle. Once the N1 implant captures these neural signals, the next step is to translate them into a language a computer can understand. The device processes this raw brain data, and then wirelessly transmits it, using standard Bluetooth technology, to an external device like a laptop or a smartphone. This is where the magic of telepathy truly happens. The signal that represents your thought, move the cursor to the right, is sent directly to the computer, which then executes the command. The entire process happens almost instantaneously, creating a fluid and intuitive link between your mind and the digital world, bypassing the body's peripheral nervous system entirely. This technology is a remarkable feat of biomedical engineering. It combines microfabrication to create the delicate threads, advanced electronics for signal processing, and wireless communication to make the interface practical for everyday use. The goal was to create a system that is not only powerful but also safe and minimally intrusive over the long term. By making the connection wireless, Neuralink eliminates the need for any physical wires passing through the skin, which significantly reduces the risk of infection and makes the system far more user-friendly. It is truly a self-contained communication hub for the brain. The true measure of any medical breakthrough is its impact on human lives, and the story of Nolan Arbaugh serves as a powerful testament to Neuralink's potential. Nolan, a young man who was left paralyzed from the shoulders down after a diving accident, became the first human to receive the N1 implant in January 2024. His life, once defined by physical limitations, was about to enter a new chapter of digital empowerment. For someone unable to move their limbs, the ability to interact with a computer or a smartphone is a gateway to connection, entertainment, and productivity. Nolan's journey became a focal point for the world, a real-time demonstration of science fiction turning into reality. Before the implant, Nolan relied on assistive tools like a mouth-held stylus to interact with a tablet, a method that was often cumbersome and physically taxing. After receiving the Neuralink implant, his world expanded dramatically. In a live stream that captivated viewers globally, Nolan demonstrated his newfound abilities with a calm and focused demeanor. He effortlessly moved a cursor across a computer screen simply by thinking, allowing him to play a game of online chess. He browsed the internet, sent messages, and even began learning Spanish using language apps. Each click and cursor movement was a victory, a direct translation of his will into action. His experience showcases the profound restoration of autonomy that a brain-computer interface can offer. The technology gave him the freedom to engage with the digital world on his own terms, for hours on end, without needing physical assistance or enduring discomfort. He described the experience as intuitive, almost like using the Force, where the cursor went wherever he wanted it to go. This newfound independence is more than just a convenience. It is a restoration of agency and a powerful blow against the isolation that often accompanies severe paralysis. Nolan's story is not just one of personal triumph, but a beacon of hope for countless others in similar situations. Nolan's journey has also been crucial for the technology's development. He is not just a patient, he is a pioneer, working alongside Neuralink's engineers to refine and improve the system. His feedback is invaluable, helping the team understand the user experience and identify areas for enhancement. For example, when some of the implant's threads loosened and caused a temporary reduction in signal quality, his collaboration with the team led to algorithmic adjustments that restored and even improved the device's performance. His story is a living, evolving narrative of human-machine collaboration, paving the way for a future where technology and biology merge to overcome human frailty. The progress of Neuralink continued to capture the world's imagination, and in July 2025, another milestone was reached with the story of Audrey Cruz. As the first female patient to receive the N1 implant, Audrey, who has been paralyzed for 2 decades, brought a new dimension to the public's understanding of this technology. Her demonstration was both simple and profoundly moving. In a live-streamed event, she focused her thoughts and, letter by letter, wrote her own name on a digital screen. For someone who had been unable to perform such a fundamental act of identity for 20 years, this moment was a powerful reclamation of self-expression, a clear and undeniable message to the world. Audrey's achievement highlighted a different facet of the technology's capability. While Nolan Arbaugh's story centered on control and interaction with graphical interfaces like games and web browsers, Audrey's focused on the deeply personal act of communication. Her ability to write was a testament to the precision and nuance that the N1 implant could achieve. In a post on the social media platform X, she clarified the nature of her control, stating, "It's telepathy, not movement." This important distinction helps demystify the process. She wasn't imagining moving her hand, but rather focusing her intent to communicate, which the device then translated into typed characters on the screen. Her story resonated deeply, particularly because it underscored the universal human need to connect and express oneself. The act of writing one's name is a foundational element of personal identity, and seeing Audrey accomplish this with her mind was a poignant reminder of what is lost with severe paralysis, and what can be regained through innovation. The event was widely reported across the globe, bringing the reality of Neuralink's progress into millions of homes. It was no longer an abstract concept but a tangible result, demonstrated with grace and clarity by a person whose life was being actively changed by it. As of this month, Audrey is one of 9 human participants in Neuralink's expanding clinical trials, which now span 3 countries. Each patient contributes to a growing body of knowledge that is essential for refining the technology and ensuring its safety and efficacy for wider use. Audrey Cruz's public demonstration was a landmark moment, not just for her personally or for Neuralink as a company, but for the entire field of neurotechnology. It shifted the narrative from a proof of concept to a demonstrated tool for human empowerment, showcasing a future where thoughts can break free from physical confines and find their voice in the world. The process of installing the N1 telepathy implant is honestly a marvel of modern medicine and robotics, a delicate procedure that can be described as a surgical symphony. The implantation is performed not by human hands alone, but by a specialized surgical robot known as the R1. This robot was designed by Neuralink specifically for this task, since the level of precision required to insert the ultra-fine electrode threads into the brain is actually beyond the capability of even the steadiest human surgeon. The R1 robot uses advanced optics and micro-positioning systems to carefully insert each of the 64 threads into the motor cortex, avoiding blood vessels and minimizing tissue damage. The surgery begins with the creation of a small, coin-sized opening in the skull, into which the N1 implant will be placed. The R1 robot then takes over, using its high-resolution cameras to map the surface of the brain and identify the ideal locations for each of the 1,024 electrodes. With painstaking precision, it systematically inserts the threads to the correct depth, making sure they're positioned to capture the clearest possible signals from the neurons that control movement intention. The entire process is really a testament to the seamless integration of robotics, neurosurgery, and computer vision, all working in concert to achieve a safe and effective outcome. Once the threads are in place, the main N1 device is secured in the opening, where it sits flush with the skull. The skin is then closed over the implant, making it completely invisible from the outside. There are no wires or external components protruding from the head. After a period of healing and recovery, the device is ready to be activated. The implant's internal battery is charged wirelessly through the skin using a simple inductive charger, kind of like how many modern smartphones are charged. This design choice is critical for long-term safety and usability, as it avoids the persistent risk of infection associated with percutaneous, or through-the-skin, wires. The final step in this symphony is the connection. The N1 implant uses low-energy Bluetooth to communicate with a nearby computer or smartphone running Neuralink's software. When the user thinks about performing an action like moving a cursor, the electrodes detect the corresponding neural activity. The implant digitizes these signals and transmits them to the external device. Sophisticated algorithms then decode these patterns of brain activity, translating the user's intention into a digital command. It's this final, invisible link from brain to Bluetooth that closes the circuit, allowing a person's thoughts to directly control the technology around them, opening up a whole new world of possibility. Despite the inspiring successes of pioneers like Nolan Arbaugh and Audrey Cruz, the path forward for Neuralink is not without significant challenges and important ethical considerations. One of the primary technical hurdles involves the long-term reliability of the implant itself. The brain is, a dynamic, living organ, and ensuring that the delicate electrode threads remain in their precise positions over many years is a complex engineering problem. In Nolan Arbaugh's case, a number of threads retracted slightly from the brain tissue, leading to a reduction in the number of active electrodes and a loss of signal quality. While Neuralink's engineers were able to compensate for this with software adjustments, it really highlights the physical challenges of creating a durable, lifelong interface. Beyond the technical issues, Neuralink has faced criticism regarding its level of transparency. Some experts in the bioethics community, such as NYU's Arthur Kaplan, have called for the company to release more detailed data from its trials. While competitors in the BCI space often publish their findings in peer-reviewed scientific journals, Neuralink has primarily shared its progress through company-led presentations and live streams. Critics argue that a more open approach is essential for independent scientific validation, and for building public trust in a technology that interacts so intimately with the human brain. Greater transparency would allow the broader scientific community to scrutinize the results, assess the risks, and contribute to the technology's responsible development. The company has also been embroiled in controversy surrounding its use of animal testing during the research and development phase. Reports have raised serious concerns about the welfare of animals used in preliminary studies, with some allegations pointing to a high number of animal deaths. Elon Musk has publicly addressed these claims, stating that no monkeys died as a direct result of a Neuralink implant and that the company is committed to the highest standards of animal care. Nevertheless, these concerns have fueled a vigorous public debate about the ethical trade-offs involved in developing such advanced medical technologies and the moral obligations owed to the animals that play a role in this research. Finally, the very concept of a brain-computer interface raises profound ethical questions about the future. As the technology becomes more advanced, concerns about the privacy of our thoughts, the potential for digital surveillance of the mind, and the security of the device against malicious hacking become increasingly relevant. What happens if a person's neural data is compromised? Who owns the data generated by a person's brain? These are no longer hypothetical questions confined to science fiction novels. They are pressing issues that society, ethicists, and lawmakers must begin to address as we stand on the precipice of this new technological frontier, ensuring that progress is guided by a strong ethical framework. While Neuralink has captured a significant share of the public's attention, it is by no means the only player in the burgeoning field of brain-computer interfaces. The race to connect minds and machines has attracted a number of innovative companies, each with its own unique approach to solving this complex challenge. One of Neuralink's most prominent competitors is a company called Synchron. Synchron has gained attention for developing a BCI that is significantly less invasive than the N1 implant. Their flagship device, known as the Stentrode, is a small, stent-like mesh of electrodes that can be delivered to the brain through the circulatory system. The procedure for implanting the Stentrode involves making a small incision in the neck and guiding the device through the jugular vein into a blood vessel situated next to the brain's motor cortex. This endovascular approach avoids the need for open brain surgery, which could make it a more appealing option for a wider range of patients and clinicians. Although this method may offer fewer electrodes and potentially lower resolution data compared to Neuralink's direct implantation, its reduced surgical risk presents a major competitive advantage. Synchron has already demonstrated success in its own human trials and has raised substantial funding, positioning itself as a key contender in the BCI market. The competitive landscape also includes other serious innovators like BlackRock, Neurotech, Precision Neuroscience, and Paradromics. BlackRock Neurotech is one of the oldest and most established companies in the field, with its BCI systems having been used in human research for nearly 2 decades. Their arrays have enabled groundbreaking demonstrations of robotic limb control and communication for individuals with paralysis. Precision Neuroscience, founded by a former Neuralink co-founder, is developing a cortical strip implant that is designed to lie on the surface of the brain rather than penetrating the tissue, aiming for a balance between high-quality signal acquisition and minimal invasiveness. This rich ecosystem of competitors is a healthy sign for the industry as it drives innovation and provides different options to meet diverse patient needs. The fundamental difference often lies in the trade-off between invasiveness and performance. Neuralink's approach of direct implantation with thousands of electrodes aims for the highest possible data bandwidth, which could enable more complex and nuanced control in the future. In contrast, companies like Synchron and Precision Neuroscience are betting that a less invasive, lower-risk procedure will be the key to broader adoption. As these technologies mature, the competition will ultimately benefit patients by offering a spectrum of solutions tailored to different medical conditions and risk tolerances. While Neuralink's current focus is on restoring motor function for people with paralysis, the company's long-term ambitions extend far beyond controlling cursors and keyboards. The underlying technology of the N1 implant, the ability to both read from and write to the brain, opens up a breathtaking horizon of future medical applications. One of the most exciting of these is the BlindSight project, an initiative aimed at restoring vision to people who are blind. The concept involves bypassing damaged eyes and optic nerves entirely, and instead sending visual information directly to the brain's visual cortex. The BlindSight project would use a camera, perhaps mounted on a pair of glasses, to capture images from the surrounding world. This visual data would then be processed and converted into patterns of electrical stimulation that the Neuralink implant would deliver to the visual cortex. In theory, this could create a form of artificial sight, allowing a person to perceive shapes, light, and movement. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has recognized the potential of this approach, granting the project a breakthrough device designation in 2024. While the company has set a goal of achieving this by 2030, it remains a monumental scientific challenge, but one that offers incredible hope. In addition to sight, Neuralink is also working on solutions for restoring another fundamental human ability: speech. For individuals who have lost the ability to speak due to conditions like ALS or a stroke, communication can be an immense struggle. Neuralink is developing a BCI designed to decode the neural signals associated with intended speech. By reading the brain activity that occurs when a person thinks of words and sentences, the system could translate those thoughts directly into synthesized speech or text. In June 2025, this speech restoration device also received an FDA breakthrough designation, signaling regulatory confidence in its potential to address a critical unmet medical need. These future goals illustrate that the N1 platform is not just a single-purpose device, but a foundational technology with the potential to address a wide range of neurological disorders. The ability to create a high-bandwidth interface with different parts of the brain could eventually lead to treatments for hearing loss, memory disorders, and perhaps even mental health conditions like severe depression or anxiety. Neuralink's roadmap is ambitious, with plans to expand its trials to more participants by the end of this year and a goal to have implanted millions of devices by 2035. This vision paints a future where technology can mend the most complex parts of our biology. The story of Neuralink is about more than just a single company or a piece of advanced technology. It is about a fundamental reimagining of the future for people with disabilities and, ultimately, for all of humanity. For individuals living with paralysis, the N1 implant represents a profound shift from a life of dependence to one of renewed autonomy. The ability to communicate effortlessly, to engage with the world through a computer, or to simply express one's own name is a restoration of dignity and personhood. This technology offers a tangible promise of a life with fewer barriers, where the mind is no longer a prisoner of the body. The implications of this work ripple outwards, touching every corner of medicine and society. The progress made by Neuralink and its competitors is accelerating our understanding of the human brain, the most complex and mysterious organ in our body. Each successful implantation and every piece of data collected provides invaluable insights into how the brain processes information, generates intent, and controls our actions. This knowledge will undoubtedly fuel future breakthroughs in treating a vast array of neurological conditions, from Parkinson's disease and epilepsy to the lingering effects of traumatic brain injuries, changing the landscape of modern neurology forever. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. As we venture into this new era of neurotechnology, we must proceed with caution, thoughtfulness, and a robust ethical framework. The conversations we are having today about data privacy, consent, and the potential for misuse are not just academic exercises, they are essential guardrails that will shape the development of this technology for generations to come. Ensuring that these powerful tools are used to empower and heal, rather than to control or divide, is one of the most critical tasks facing our society. The journey requires a partnership between scientists, ethicists, patients, and the public. Ultimately, the development of brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink's telepathy marks a pivotal moment in human history. It challenges us to reconsider the very definition of what it means to be human and what our limitations truly are. Today, the focus is rightly on restoring function and giving hope to those who need it most. But tomorrow, this technology could unlock potentials we can currently only dream of. It is a journey into the inner space of the mind, a quest to mend what is broken and perhaps to enhance what is whole. This is why Neuralink matters. It is a bold step towards a future where technology serves not just our convenience but our very humanity.